it's all gone. Just like Ian Bill, we've got nothing left.
I've got nothing left. I've got nothing left.
Come inside and I'll explain everything. So let me explain how we got here. We're back at the Potter's Bar project and there's a lot that's happened since our last video. Some good, some bad, but we'll go through it. Below this mound of muck and rubble, we have our base already formed with our starter bars for our new staircase that's going in. We've changed it slightly and we're going to provide access with storage below the staircase, which makes sense. There's no point of us backfilling that into a lump of concrete. We might as well use the space for the client and they can use it as great storage. What you can see here is one of the issues. It is a big, thick concrete pad. Now, no issues of it being broken out. Reason being, our new garage is being formed up to here. So all this area is coming out, which means eventually this can be chiseled away and broken out as well. What we believe this is an old concrete pad for an open portico for the original house. There's reminiscence of it with underneath the cobbled brickwork underneath the front door, and internally you see how the open porch would have been. So we don't believe that's anything structural. Structural engineers confirmed he's happy for that to come out as well. But on the other side of the garage is where the real problems start. I say problems, it's more of working out how we're going to tackle it and see how we're going to overcome it. It's an area in the ground that we couldn't foresee. We'll go around, we'll see Steve, and he can explain what the issue is. We had a site meeting on the weekend.
Yeah.
Do you want to run through why we had the site meeting and what we found? Because obviously we need to change how we're doing things now.
Yes. So originally on our scope of works, this wall here we was going to underpin with 6 pockets. That's fine, that's not an issue. But down at the front elevation, what seems to have happened over the years is this area here has been added. We're going to assume about 40 years ago. And they've had extensive underpinning works done and it's failed. So where this area has failed is, you can see that this is one lot of underpinning, hence the crack in the colour. That's another level of underpinning. And because both of those have failed, they've gone for this huge, massive block, which that comes inside about 1.2 metres and also protrudes to the front the same. It's possible, looking at how they've done it, that they haven't dry packed when they've done this series over the space of however many years. That we can't answer. But all of this load and the joint from the new extension, which let's just say was 40 years ago, to the original house, this has just kept dropping and it's affected so many different things. So originally what we was going to do has now changed. So the whole of the front has now got to come out, and possibly on this side elevation as well. That being the case, we won't underpin this wall. What we'll do, we'll take the whole lot out and we'll just put a good concrete foundation right the way through and build it all back up again. So very extensive, but nothing that we can't handle, and it's better for the client in the long run.
So what we have here is a 1.5 ton digger. We've taken the cab off so we can get through the opening of the garage. We now have to exchange this for a bigger machine with more power. That concrete lump that you just saw that Steve explained, this machine hasn't got what it takes to break it out. So we're going out with the old and in with the new, as they say. The 1.5 is getting replaced with a 3 ton digger. Hopefully that's big enough to break this out. If not, we're gonna have to get an even bigger digger. So another area highlighted was the build-up above the existing garage. Now, why this poses an issue is, I don't know if you can see, but we've uncovered this area here, and there is a hidden window with a board on the outside, which means it's just been rendered on a cement board. We assumed that this was all block work and a solid structure all the way up. What's come to light is up to the first floor level, which is the ground floor ceiling. All of that section there is a timber frame, which means this whole area has to come out. For us to temporary prop from garage floor level up to first floor level, you're over 6 meters high. Not standard acro props can do that. We have to go into heavy duty shearing props with needles. The fact that it's over 6 meters makes it a lot more risky, a lot more dangerous, and a lot more complex. With the structural engineer, they've decided the whole area's got to come out, the whole front elevation. We're already taking out the bay window, which is going to be new. This section now has to come out, which only left the front door and the section above it. There is no way of safely propping that and keeping it intact while this area is out, the bay window's out, and that's remaining. So taking it all out from top down means we can rebuild brand new from ground up, which gives us a better thermal insulation for the property and make sure that it's structurally sound. Work upon work is never good. The only way I can describe this build is that it's had more work done to it than the Kardashians.
So within this area, we've got a block and beam system going in. Because of the span length, the structural engineer has decided, so we'll have a double beam. So we'll start off left to right, block, double beam, block, double beam, continued right the way through. Bricklayers building the sleeper walls at the moment. We'll put a damp on there and then come directly off with our block and beam, and then we'll give it a nice cement slurry over the top just to form a grout. On this area here, because the ground levels, we're going to have a damp tray, so this will be built up at a different level, forming our damp tray. Within the cavity at lower level, that will be filled with concrete, and then we're ready for our insulation.
What do we mean by it's all gone? The property had to come down. The front elevation was never ever supposed to be removed. However, the structural integrity meant it had to go. The foundations were weak, the underpinning was done wrong, 4 times in fact, and it just compromised the building itself. Structural engineer wanted it down, it had to come down. We've done a new retaining wall to the front. We've now formed our new garage opening, and what you can see back there is all the shuttering in place, ready for the retaining walls of the new basement garage. So previously we've done about 20 cubic meters of concrete in the rear foundations. We've done another 20 cubic meters of concrete with the additional slab and the front foundation. And now we've got another, I believe, 10 to 12 cubes going in for the retaining wall and the remaining backfill of this retaining wall here. We've got Mitch, who is operating the pump from Mastercrete, I believe it is, with the concrete from iMix. We always use iMix, they always turn up on time, and their product is great. What you can see here is, it looks like it's overkill, it definitely isn't. The amount of pressure that is going to be coming in through the pump and backfilling behind the shuttering that we've got could easily collapse. We have to make sure that it's reinforced with enough strength so it stays in place until it's fully cured. Once it's cured, all this goes, and we'll have a nice clean finish of a concrete wall ready for our new garage basement. As we go around, you can see we've got a small trench. This is for our services. We've currently had our gas come in, and our new meter box has been put on the wall just on the side elevation, which will be hidden behind a gate. We have a trench going towards the front boundary because next week we have the new 3-phase electrical supply coming in. So that will be running alongside. After that, we'll be bringing in our water in another trench, and that will be our services complete. It's all running into our comms room, which we built on the side in the lean-to. We'll overlay an image so you can see where that's going. But yeah, this is all go, go, go. So where I'm standing now is the new flat roof for the part single story extension. We have a 3 meter by 3 meter lantern going in this space. The walls have been built up as they are our parapet walls. On top of this, we're gonna have to put our furrings with OSB board. Then we're gonna have our insulation on top of that, another layer of OSB board. We're gonna have our curb upstand for our roof light, and then we're gonna have our roof finish. The cavity will be capped with a once weathered coping stone, which means the water will run back into the roof. Once we're finished, we're gonna have a box gutter along this elevation, and we're gonna punch through the side of the parapet and install a hopper to the outside with a downpipe to remove all the rainwater. Externally, we have got this nice render band finish. It will look really nice as it's going to continue around the whole of the property.